So I've been gardening with my baby since before he was born. I started planting with him. Hi, so I want to talk about how to garden with a baby or toddler. And if this is the first time visiting this channel, please subscribe for more content. My baby is currently 22 months. My main tips for gardening with baby is to keep them safe, keep them occupied, keep them busy, keep them comfortable, keep them hydrated, and keep them fed. So keep them safe. In our backyard, there wasn't a fence or a gate. We went to Lowe's and we went to Home Depot and we just kind of like figured out what would be like an inexpensive way to protect the baby from the corner, from the sidewalk, from the street. So we found a gate that we put in and we just installed it ourselves. I'm busy. Make sure you have tools and toys. I created recently a sensory garden, and I got this idea from the local school. They have a sensory garden, and I picked up some ideas from them, and then also went to Pinterest. And you want to keep them interested and engaged. I bought my son a set of shovels. I realized that the plastic shovels weren't working because he realized like those weren't like, he realized that were different than the shovels that I was using. So sometimes I'll use his shovels just to let him know like they're the same, they're exactly the same. They might be a slightly different color, but just to let him know like his is not a toy, like you could actually use it, it's functional. Another thing that I do is like I'll bring out the hose and sometimes have him water, and he likes to do that, and sometimes they'll water you, that's fine. Fed and hydrated, and when you're outside, especially when you get up to those like 90-degree days, you just want to always make sure that they're getting enough nutrients and they're hydrated. Always check the weather. You want to also make sure that you're giving them sunscreen and you have bug repellent. So what I do is I kind of have that right by the door. I also planted citronella in our whole backyard, so I noticed that we don't have too many bugs, but we usually come out during the daytime. You want to have the shady spots accessible to your baby because when you are outside, they will gravitate towards the shady areas when it gets warmer. I highly recommend having like an inflatable pool if you don't, if you have a baby or a toddler, and having it the right height, and having water and pails and buckets and shovels and all those kind of things that they enjoy playing with. Having that outside makes being outside more enjoyable. One thing I totally encourage on doing is having play dates in your backyard. It's great for them to enjoy being outside, and it increases social play. You increase the time that they want to be in their backyard if you have other people over. So when you're setting up your backyard for your baby or your toddler, you want to remove any hazards that might be in the way, and that could include like little pebbles or rocks, things that they could easily put in their mouth when your back is turned. Additionally, any decorative stones, I would remove those because if they're running and they trip, they could easily hit their head or hit another body part. Another thing I would think about is, what are you growing? Are you growing edibles? Are you growing plants? Are you growing trees? Are you growing shrubs? And just kind of think about like how your child's going to be involved in that experience. So one thing that I wish that I had did when I first moved in was plant a couple fruit trees, because then that could be like a thing that we do every year where we like pick that fruit from the tree. I should have probably did this last year. If you're planting fruits and vegetables, that's great because then you could like take those items and you could make cook food from that. You can make a salad, and it's great to get them involved. Just think about like what you're growing. And with any hobby, gardening could be really expensive. So I always advise to create a budget and stick to it. So I have a budget for spring, summer, and then I have a budget for fall, winter. So if this is your first time visiting my channel, please subscribe now. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your time.